Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. I appreciate you joining me here today. It is May 2nd. It is Sunday, and it is 1 p.m. Eastern. It's 7 o'clock p.m. over in Central European. In Central Europe. So I appreciate everybody who is here today. We are going to play some X Point Old School here on stream. So we try to stream on Sundays X Point Old School Magic. So you take the Atlantic Old School Magic banned and restricted list, and you assign there's assigned points to all of the restricted cards and a couple of the unrestricted cards. And then the X is a variable, so right now it is a point cap of 7, X equals 7. So with the cards that are available in the pool, you can use any number of them as long as you do not exceed a total of 7 points. So we are looking forward to this match today. Now, just as a reminder that I do not have any streams for the next week. So beginning tomorrow, May 3rd, through next Sunday, May 9th, no streams. I do have some personal obligations to which I need to attend. And next Sunday is Mother's Day here in the U.S. So if you if you are in the good graces of your mother, please make sure next Sunday that you call her, send her a card or something along those lines. Please don't just send her a text. Right, so we are going to join our players. So we're going to join the players now who are getting ready to play in some X Point Old School. So gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here today.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
So we've got Rolf and Kuhn, and they are going to play some X Point Old School. So you guys have shuffled up. You guys have not yet determined who's going first, right?
Nope.
Okay, so let's see. Let's figure out who's going first.
Right. You want to do a die roll?
Yes. My roll or your roll?
You can roll. Can I pick odd?
Yes.
Cool.
It's a 4.
Then you can choose.
I'll
Okay.
start.
And then, did you guys cut each other's decks yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay. So I'm going to mute myself here, and I'm going to let you guys play. So good luck. Let's have some good games.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So we have muted the players. So I definitely appreciate everybody who is joining me here today. Again, we are going to take a look here at the rules. Now, down on the bottom is Kuhn, and this is his deck. He's playing a pretty classic mono black build. His point cards are 4 copies of Hymn to Torok at 1 point, 1 Mishra's Factory, and a Demonic Tutor at 2 points. And then we'll take a look at rule stack, and it is very similar to one of the decks that we saw on stream last week with red and blue, with some nice bird spells and some nice aggression. So speaking of, all right, so Rolf starts with a volcanic island into a flying man and then passes. Damien and Slights, thank you for joining the stream. I appreciate you guys being here. All right, so Kuhn goes with a swamp into a dark ritual and a hypnotic specter. Classic play in old school magic. Classic play in just all old magic in general. So we'll see what we can do about adjusting this screen a little bit. All right, so a chain lightning on the hippie. And then an attack in for 1. That brings Kuhn down to 19. This is a pretty classic matchup when it comes to old school magic, especially here in North America with the card pool allowing for Fallen Empires. So here's, speaking of Fallen Empires, is one of the baddies of the format. It is Hymn to Torok. 2 black mana. Target player discards 2 cards at random. So what are we going to get? A Power Sink and a Serendib Freet. All right. So Kuhn hitting some gas there with the 2 cards that he made Rolf discard. So we will see what we can do on Rolf's side. I mean, he still does have the Flying Men on the table. So we will see what we can do there. And the Flying Man comes in and deals 1 more point, bringing Kuhn down to 18. Alright, so I'm hoping that Kuhn draws a land here so that he can do some stuff and play some spells. But we will see. A little bit of glare going on Roof's side, so I do apologize for that. Players did the best they could to adjust things prior to the stream. Kuhn in the tank here. Okay, so that's Order of the Ebon Hand. It is a 2 mana 2/1 from Fallen Empires. For 1 black, it can gain First Strike, and for 2 black, it can gain a pump of 1/1/0 to its power, but it is met with a counterspell from Roof. So he decided he does not want there to be any kinds of threats on Kuhn's side of the table. All right, and with that tap of the City of Brass, that brings him down to 19. Kuhn's still in the tank, so he's going to try to do something else. The Rack. It's a decent card against aggressive decks because they have the tendency to dump their hands pretty quick. So let's so the combination of dumping the hand quick and making Roof discard means that there could be a lot of damage going on. So taking 1 point on his upkeep, bringing him down to 18. So both players are at 18. And a swing from that Flying Man. And then a pass. So Rolf's sitting on just 2 lands here. Kuhn plays his lone Mishra's Factory. So that is an offensive tool for him. Alright, no damage from the Rack. It appears that Kuhn has 2 cards. So Rolf coming in for 1 more. I'm going to assume that this factory is going to start swinging, or else we're going to see something big. We could possibly see a Sengir Vampire. Nope, just going to activate the factory and see what happens. Okay, so 16s each. This is a good play here because with Rolf only having 2 lands, that means that if he did something to the factory, he wouldn't be able to handle anything from a counterspell perspective. Might as well just keep on swinging with that factory. Kuhn making a decision here. He might have something big that he can cast, but with 2 mana untapped, I'm sure that he does not want to deal with a counterspell. So both players now down to 14. Kuhn can take the lead here with the damage race. There he goes. And alright, so we're finally deciding that enough is enough, and The factory is going to go down to a lightning bolt. All right, Kuhn is at 5 mana, and Rolf has only 1 mana available, and it is a City of Brass. He does not have any way to counter anything at 1 mana, so Kuhn just passes and says go. All right, so basic island coming out for Rolf. I have a feeling that Rolf is going to board out his copies of Blood Moon, since the mono black deck isn't really going to be doing much of non-basic lands. I mean, yes, the factory is something to contend with, but yeah. And all right, here comes a Black Knight to join the party. 3 mana to Psyblast. So that means going down to 11, and is he Psyblasting? Yeah. Okay, so 11 to 9. Another island. Got to be careful here. Might have to start worrying about the rack again. Swinging in for 1. It's going through. So it's 11 to 18. So Kuhn got a bunch of mana sources so far, and really hasn't been doing a whole heck of a lot that hasn't been answered by Rolf. But you know, I mean, we'll see. There's still plenty of game left. But he's got 6 swamps on the table, plus a Mishra's Factory and a Dark Ritual in his graveyard. So that means he has accounted for 8 of his mana sources, which is definitely a lot. Okay, so an attack for 2. Whoops. Brings Rolf down to 9. I'm going to strip mine. It's going to strip the Volcanic. Good play here. Tap in response. Are we going to see another Psyblast? Ouch. Brings himself down to 7. And that's getting into the danger zone for Kuhn there. Down to 4. Ooh, paralyze. Ouch. Alright, so no more damage from the Flying Men until it can untap. It remains tapped unless Rolf pays 4 during his upkeep. Hello, Old School Guard. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being here. Okay, so life totals are low for both players, but let's see what happens. 4 is not 0, so Kuhn could end up doing something here to pull ahead, but we will see. Alright, so Rolf taking a point down to 6 to cast a Lightning Bolt. And he is targeting his opponent's face. Alright, so Kuhn is in the hot seat now. He definitely needs to pull off something, because if not, he's going to die. The next burn spell deals lethal. Whoops. Close game. Royal Assassin. Alright, so again, still on life support. A burn spell takes this down. Old School Guard, thank you very much for your generosity of gifting the tier 1 sub to Anne Burza. Damien Burzum, sorry. It was split across 2 lines. So. And what do we got here? Wheel of Fortune. Alrighty then. So that is definitely definitely a play. And the wheel could end up getting another burn spell. So let's see what happens. Kuhn in the tank here. Maybe deciding to play an instant of some sort. He's thinking. If Rolf doesn't win here, then he loses on Kuhn's turn. So, bold strategy of casting the Dark Ritual on his opponent's turn. All right. Well, let's see what happens. Minor play error with putting the Wheel of Fortune under the discarded cards. Technically, the Wheel of Fortune would go on top of the graveyard. Okay. So Kuhn draws, and then the attack is lethal. Attacks for 3. And that is the game. Bam. So that was a really, really tight game. So while the players are shuffling up, let's take a look at what they are playing. So, all right. So Kuhn has a mono black deck, 4 Dark Rituals, 4 Sinkholes, 4 Paralyzed, 4 Hippies, 4 Black Knights, 2 copies of Singer Vampire, 2 copies of Drain Life, 4 copies of Hymn to Torok, 3 copies of Royal Assassin, 1 Demonic Tutor, 4 copies of the Rack, 3 copies of Order of the Ebon Hand, 1 of each Arch, which is awesome, 1 Urborg, 1 Strip Mine, 1 Factory, and then a bunch of lands, basic swamps. So out of the sideboard, not a lot of options here. Perhaps the Terror and the Drain Life are going to be the options here. Maybe the discs. So, yeah. And then we'll take a look at what Rolf is playing. All right, classic red, blue, burn. Pretty aggressive deck here with 4 Chain Lightnings, 4 Lightning Bolts, a Fireball, 4 Serendipity, 4 Psyblasts, 4 Counterspells, and 4 Power Sinks, it looks like. So that's pretty interesting. A Mana Drain, a Wheel of Fortune, and we got Brain Geyser and a Recall. Recall is not a pointed card, so that is definitely pretty cool. 2 copies of Mishra's Factory in Rolf's deck. So, and then again, we'll take a look at the points. So, I have the wrong points list up there. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Okay, so my bad. Sorry about that. It happens. Yeah. So Mishra's Factory, Mishra's Workshop, and Hymn to Torok are the unrestricted cards that do not that have a point value. So you will see 4 copies of the Hymn to Torok in Kuhn's deck, and he definitely he drew the 1, and the rack did 1 point of damage. I think it was all it did, but we'll see if he could do some additional damage. here. Now, with Rolf on the play, it's even better because of how aggressive his deck is. He can get to taking rack damage pretty quickly. So we will see what happens next. Players are shuffling up and getting ready to go. So let's reset their life totals. Appreciate everybody who is here today. Again, we are playing X Point Old School here on the stream. We have 2 players. We've got Kuhn down here on the bottom, and we've got Rolf down up on the top. Rolf is again, he is playing with this red and blue aggro deck. He might board in some more burn. Probably the earthquakes are coming in. I definitely think that the blood moons are coming out, and perhaps he will board in the disintegrates as well. And then we'll take a look at what Kuhn is running again. Old School Guard says, Rich, I upgraded my internet to unlimited so I get to turn off 480p and watch your stream in glorious high definition. Awesome. I'm hoping that it looks good in high definition, and hoping that the changes look good to the anybody who is watching. So, all right, so here we go. Volcanic Island and pass from Rolf. So he decided not to play anything or didn't have anything to play. Perhaps he has a bird spell, like a lightning bolt that he can cast, just in case Kuhn goes with a ritual hippie, which it looks like he might be doing that right now. Turn 1, dark ritual, Black Knight. Okay. Black Knight and the rack. All right, seems good. All right, so Rolf had 6 cards because I only played the 1. So, ooh, and there goes one of his 2 Mistress Factories. Oh, what do we got? Chain Lightning probably hitting the creature. Yep, there we go. Alright, so Rolf down to 5 cards now because he played 2 and drew 1. Alright, another Black Knight. Another threat on the table, but that Mistress Factory can hold off the Black Knight for quite some time because the factory is no longer summoning sick. It can become a creature and then it can pump itself, but it looks like, oh, Serendipity instead. That seems good. 3/4 flyer for 3. I mean, if you're into efficient creatures, that's definitely one of the most efficient things that you can do in old school Magic. Alright, so Rolf is going to start taking some damage during his upkeep here. And if Kuhn can play a Hymn to Torok, he would be taking even more damage. And the damage race would be pretty serious. It's a terror. Okay. And then I'm going to assume there's going to be attack for 2 here. Yeah. So. Draw. We're just going to trade blows here, or... Okay, Soul Ring. Chaos Orb. Seems good. Activating the factory and attacking. Alright. 18s each. But that drops Rolf down in cards pretty low. He might not have any cards. He might have one. No, he's got something in his hand. Alright, so that's an attack for 2. Urborg comes out. I'm going to try to scoot this back. There we go. Easier to see. I think Kuhn is in the tank here, trying to think of what he wants to do. Attack for 2. Oh, I think I goofed that up. Nope. Yeah. Alright. I took the life off the wrong person. So, here we go. Alright. Rolf at 3 cards. Getting dangerously low to taking rack damage. But Royal Assassin is a card. Alright, so Rolf plays, draws a card up to 4, then plays land. Mark Teague definitely signs a lot of cards, so yes. The fact that that estimate of 50% of his cards in circulation with his art being signed is probably not too far off. Okay, activating the factory and attacking. Okay. Alright, so Kuhn with 5 mana. That could be Sengir Vampire territory. Attacking for 2. 14s apiece. 3 cards in hand, no rack damage. Bolt on the Royal Assassin. Okay. Activate the factory and attack. Another close game. And there's another knight. Knight joining the party. So that means that unless there's a removal spell, that factory's probably not going to be doing much more swinging anytime soon. But it does also mean that it could be on defense because again, it can activate it. It can be activated, it can block, and then pump itself to a 3/3 and take out a knight. So basically, we're at a board stall here with what's on the table. All right, so just a pass. And Kuhn needs to get better at drawing those hymns. If he wants to have his opponent take damage from the rack, then he definitely needs to cast Hymn to Torok more frequently. Okay, so Sinkhole on the factory. There he goes. All right, swinging in for 4. Seems fair. Does Rolf have anything for that? Because that is a lot of damage coming through now. That is one quarter, excuse me, one third of what he's got for life total. So, people who sub to my channel definitely draw more hymns. People who sub to my channel also get an extra 5% hit percentage on their Chaos Orbs. If they're playing Falling Stars too. So Rolf trying to think he's going to activate his Chaos Orb. I do believe. Oh, he grabs a Black Knight. Nice. And that is a hit. Alright, so one of the knights is gone. The other gets through for 2. And Rolf goes down to 10. Hymn to Torok is a polarizing card. The card advantage gained by casting the card is usually pretty huge, and especially if you can draw it in multiples. So, and just a pass there from Rolf. Can't play a lot of stuff because he wants to make sure that he doesn't take damage from that rack, but he is slowly taking damage from the Black Knight. Yes, thank you. I have the match score backwards because Kuhn did end up pulling that off. Alright, so a recall with X equal to 2. Discarding 2 cards, probably getting back either Bolt and Chain Lightning or Bolt and Chaos Orb. Not sure what we're waiting on. Okay, discarding a City of Brass and a Volcanic Island, getting back Bolt, and Chain. Okay, this makes sense. So he's got 4 cards. I'm going to assume he's going to tap his city to take a point here and use the Chain Lightning on the Black Knight. Or not. Okay. Rolf getting low on life here. Hymn to Torok. So, do you play the odds here? No, he's not going to. He's going to use the bolt now. He's going to bolt the knight, go down to 1 card. So he's going to take 2 on his upkeep. And then you're going to take at least 1 on the following upkeep. So he gets the Chain Lightning and a Power Sink. Alright, not looking great here for Rolf, but Kuhn finally drawing the Hymn to Torok that he needed. Alright, so 2 points. And then he's got to just say go here, unless he drew his Wheel of Fortune. His life total is getting too low in order, to do anything otherwise. He does need to wait a couple more turns to make sure that he can get out from under this rack. But even still, I mean, he's not playing anything for 3 turns. Sinkhole. On the volcanic. Makes sense. Alright, so takes another point now, down to 4. Alright, so now if he plays nothing, then he no longer takes rack damage, and he can start playing a card each turn. But he does only have the City of Brass for red mana, and he has that Vice, the rack, which could end up dealing him some damage. Okay, so now he took no damage from the rack, and he drew a card. So now, what are we going to do? Is he going to Psyblast on the hippie? That hurts. Bringing himself down to 2. But 2's not 0. Alright, so Hymn to Torok wins the game, and so does a Drain Life here. Rolf back up to 4 cards, and then passes. Alright, now up to 5 cards. Flying Man. Hey, it's something. It might be a 12-turn clock, but a 12-turn clock is better than 0 clock. Kuhn draws. Plays another land. Says go. Untap. Draw. Attack for 1. Kuhn just says go. Volcanic Island. Attack for 1. Terror. Okay. Kuhn drawing more lands. Rolf draws a card. Another Flying Man. Hymn to Torok. He's got 4 cards. 5 cards. 5 cards. Okay. So he doesn't take damage yet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 and 4 are going away. Spell Blast and... Sorry, that is a Power Sink and a Psyblast. I mean, the Psyblast was a dead card anyway. Rolf has 3 cards in hand, so he does not yet take rack damage. But he's at 2. Alright. This is getting interesting. Swing for 1. Bringing Kuhn down to 10. Rolf with 4 cards in hand now. You'll see another hymn. Now it is a Black Knight. Counterspell. Just straight up counterspell. Brings Rolf back down to 3 cards though. He draws. Swing. Brings Kuhn down to 9. And then passes. Untap. Up to 5 cards now. So the rack has done some. Ooh. Okay. Plays a mountain. And swings. Down to 8. Perhaps there is a power sink in Rolf's hand. Hence the reason he's playing lands, so that he can counter something big like a Drain Life. But I mean, the Drain Life doesn't have to be big, it only has to be for 2. Alright, Paralyze. He can pay 4 mana each upkeep. It's not ideal, but... Strip Mine Soul Ring Island or Strip Mine Soul Ring Mountain. One of those. I wouldn't... Okay, well, that works too. There's an island. Alright, that's why he tapped his island. Because he had another one. Attack. Down to 7. Sengir Vampire. Big Daddy there. 4/4. 4/4 flyer. It gets bigger if it damages something and lives. So. Alright. Untap. Tapping 2 islands and the Soul Ring. Interesting choice. Okay. Another Flying Man. Alright, I mean those are just speed bumps for that Sengir Vampire. That Sengir Vampire is going to get bigger every time that it eats one of those Flying Men. And then passes the turn. Cool, we're going to play a Terror here? Yeah, Terror's one of them. Which is fine. It doesn't matter which one he terrored there. I think it would have been better to terror the other one, but... Okay, he did. Yeah. But, I mean, it's just going to get thrown in front of the Sengir Vampire anyway. Yeah, perhaps he does have a bolt so that he can trade. You know, block, bolt. And they die in combat damage, so... See another terror. Oh, demonic tutor. Okay. Conventional wisdom is you don't counter the demonic tutor, especially at this point in the game. You counter what is going to come after the tutor. Counter the card that gets tutored for. That way you do end up getting the 2 for 1. So Kuhn could just go straight for a a terror to kill the flying men, or for a drain life to kill Rolf. I think the drain life is probably the better play. Because he can drain life for 2, and he can pay the mana for a power sink. Now, because of the way Rolf paid his 4 mana to untap, he only has a red, a colorless available, plus he has a City of Brass. So, okay, there's the Drain Life. So, the Drain Life should do it, because... yeah, I mean, he definitely telegraphed that there was no counterspell there. So, that was for the game. All right, so let's bring it in to the players. Gentlemen, thank you very much. That was an excellent match.
Thanks. We're a bit confused about the first match still, though.
I played a Wheel of Fortune, and he cast a Dark Ritual, and he didn't use the mana.
What was that?
I played Wheel of Fortune, and he responded with a Dark Ritual.
Uh-huh.
But he didn't spend the mana.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, somebody in chat asked, and I wasn't sure. Is mana burn a thing in X Point Old School?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so, okay. So you guys have one more to go. Oh.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that's even better. So, oops, made a mistake there. Okay. So, yeah. All right, that works, guys.
We realized later on during the second match.
No, that's fine. Yeah. I'm okay with it, and I'm sure the viewers are okay with seeing some more Magic. All right, yes. Guys, shuffle up. Let's play some more.
Do you want to reboard?
No, it's
Okay, so because of the Dark Ritual in response during Game 1, mana burn does exist in X Point Old School. It was not a question that I was privy to the answer to. So they decided that, yes, this is going to game number 3. So awesome. We are going to see some more Magic. So let's take a look again at the decks that we are seeing on the stream today. All right, so Rolf, he is running a pretty traditional red-blue deck. Pretty aggressive with some bolts and some chain lightnings and Psyblasts, and then Serendipifreets and Flying Men, excuse me. His point cards are 2 copies of Mishra's Factory, a Wheel of Fortune, Soul Ring, a Brain Geyser, a Mana Drain. So this is going to be an interesting game number 3. All right, and then Kuhn is playing Mono Black. So he's got his point cards are Hymn to Torok, 1 copy of Mishra's Factory, and 2 points there on the Demonic Tutor. So definitely some good games so far, and we will see what happens as they shuffle up for game number 3. Outstanding. Yeah, no Disrupting Scepter. And I definitely think that hurts this deck quite a bit, because he has to rely on the hymns, and only the hymns. And then the opponent also playing their own cards. So 1 Disrupting Scepter, or maybe even 2, would have been probably a decent choice when it comes to something to include in a deck like this. I mean, yeah, there's the hippies, but the hippies die to so much removal, so yeah, something. But now we get another game of Magic. Appreciate everybody who is here. Just again, a reminder that we will not be streaming at all next week, beginning tomorrow. I have some obligations to attend to, and then next Sunday is Mother's Day. All right, so Rolf on the play and goes Island Flyingman. All right, swings for 1, 19. Into Torok. This is the when you want to do it early and often, right? 5 cards down to 3. 2 end cards, Island and Psionic Blast. Alright, so Rolf has a decision to make. Does he just keep on playing his game? Does he play a land and do something else? Or does he try to keep cards in his hand? Well, he does play a land, going down to 3 cards. And adding more to the board state, so plays another Flying Man and attacks for 1. Now, Kuhn can stymie everything with a Hypnotic Spectre, but instead casts a Hymn to Torok. Good play. So now Rolf has 0 cards in hand and will be in top deck mode for most of the rest of the match. Attacking for 2. Bringing Kuhn down to 16. Hypnotic Spectre. Okay, so Hypnotic Spectre. If there is no removal spell from Rolf, that means that Spectre is going to keep the two flying men at bay, and just in case, he is going to paralyze one of them so that it can't untap unless 4 mana is paid. So. The one flying man can't untap because of the paralyze. There we go. Psionic Blast on the Hypnotic Spectre, I'm assuming. Yep. There it goes. So, taking 2. Attacking for 1. Bringing Kuhn down to 15. He stemmed the bleeding. He doesn't want to take 2 damage a turn. And that also means that cards are coming out of Rolf's hand. So, this is a winning situation for Kuhn. And Rolf down to 1 card in his hand. Let's see if Kuhn can come up with something here. Another land. Sengir Vampire? I believe it is. There we go, Big Daddy Sengir. Alright, so that presents a problem for Rolf. But Rolf has 1 more Psy Blast, and he has a bunch of 3 damage spells. Obviously, ideally, he would want a Lightning Bolt. But we will see what happens. He did draw the 4th Psy Blast. Wow. That is pretty good for him. And then an attack for 1. Okay, so all 4 Psy Blasts have been accounted for Rolf. So another 4 toughness creature, which would be his Kuhn's second Sengir Vampire, would be much more difficult to deal with. Can't be dealt with only 1 spell, with the exception of an X spell, but there's not enough mana to cast one of those right now. So, and there's the second Sengir Vampire. Alright, so this one's problematic. Best case scenario is for a double up with a bolt and the flying men. We will see what happens. Ping 2, Gas Orb. Well, I mean, that works also. Being able to deal with the biggest threats in Kuhn's deck with all of these top decks is pretty good. Alright, so we're going to flip the Chaos Orb on the Sengir Vampire using that. Here we go, that Black Knight. Whew. Alright, and then attack for 1, I'm assuming? Yeah, there we go. Life totals are 13 to 16. Rolf getting in there for 1 a turn, slowly grinding down Kuhn's life total. Kuhn needs to draw one of his copies of the rack, especially while Rolf is tapped out. Get some extra damage in there and get Rolf sitting on the hot seat. Kuhn in the tank here, thinking about what his next play is going to be. It's got to be pretty frustrating on his part that the hymns took out the hand. Rolf was in top deck mode, and he was able to deal with all 3 of the threats that Kuhn played. Alright, so he's going to play a Demonic Tutor. I think going for the rack here is pretty good. You know, that's a guaranteed 3 points of damage because Rolf only has 1 card, so he would take 2 next turn and then 1 the following turn at minimum, provided that he doesn't cast his Wheel of Fortune. So... it'll buy Kuhn some time so that he can draw some cards, because I would assume that that would mean that Rolf isn't going to be playing cards if he is taking damage from the rack in order to do so. But you never know. 2 mana. Hymn to Torok. City Brass goes away. The rack. There we go. Alright, so this is one heck of a clock here. Rolf is going to take 3 down to 13. And he's going to take at least 3 more if he doesn't just draw a Wheel of Fortune. So over the course of the next couple of turns. So it was definitely good for Kuhn. Kuhn has played 3 of his hymns. Rolf down to 11, as is Kuhn. Ivory Frail, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Okay, so Rolf can play 1 card a turn for the rest of the game, provided that the board state stays at parity. Why never untap the Flying Man? He doesn't have 4 mana. You need 4 mana as a trigger on your upkeep. So he hasn't had 4 mana yet in this game. He has 3 lands on the table. Alright, so that Dib is a serious clock. With the Dib and the Flying Men, we're looking at 4 damage in the air per turn from Rolf. And Rolf's going to take 2. 1 from the rack, 1 from the Dib. Attack for 4. Yeah, that's the graveyard underneath his library. Black Knight isn't gonna do it. Attack for 2. I Rolf to 6. Rolf goes to 5. Attacking for 4. And that's the game. Alright, so that one goes to Rolf. Ooh. Here we go. Alright. That was some games. Rolf top decking like crazy, drawing answers like it was your job. Holy cow, that was great. So
Dit nog.
Just having access to the Psyblasts, 2 Psyblasts, and the Chaos Orb, and getting out from underneath that rack.
Yes.
And then being able to just hold on to some cards and then hold on to the win. Really close games, all 3 of them, guys. So I definitely appreciate you allowing me to stream these. So a question from chat, Kuhn, is the fact that they want to know why you don't have Disrupting Scepter in your deck, because you had some trouble even with an aggressive deck that plays cards quickly with keeping that rack in a spot where it was going to continue to do damage.
I totally agree. So the reason I don't have that in my deck yet is because this is the first time I'm trying this format, and this is just the first iteration of what I thought was my high school deck. So Disruptive Sector is definitely something that's on my wish list. But yeah, next round maybe.
Well, definitely appreciate the games. So what did you sideboard out for those terrors and the Pump Knights and a Royal Assassin? Okay, and then and Rolf, what was your sideboard?
I removed Blood Moon.
Okay,
and I boarded the Control Magic, I think. Yes.
Control Magic.
Yes.
All right. That seems good too. I wasn't sure if you're going to board in the Disintegrates or not, just for some extra firepower. I definitely thought that the Blood Moons were going to come out. I wasn't sure if you were going to take them both out, because I wasn't sure if you were keeping track of the points that you saw from Kuhn's deck. You did see the Mishra's Factory in game number 1. So yes. I wasn't sure if you were worried that there's going to be multiple factories or whatnot. So.
No, I counted him to Torex, so I thought it would be less Mishra's Factory.
Yeah. And then we saw the Demonic Tutor in games number 2 and 3. So that's a bunch of Kuhn's points right there. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for allowing me to stream this match. Rolf, thank you very much for everything. Congratulations on your win. And both you guys, good luck in the rest of your matches.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.
So there you have it, everybody. Another match in the books of 7 Points Singleton. We are done for today, so I appreciate you all being here. Again, I am not streaming at all for the next week. So come on back for my regularly scheduled stream a week from Tuesday. I will be playing in three rounds of Old School Magic with the Northern Paladins as part of the Tuesday Night Gauntlet. And then 2 weeks from today, we will bring you some more X-Point Old School Magic. So With that, I will see you next time. Thank you very much, and you have a great day.